Let's begin with a question. Have you ever regretted not trying something new? Maybe it was a hobby you were curious about, a conversation you were too nervous to start, or an opportunity you let slip away because it felt too risky. Take a moment and think about it. You're not alone. Many people share this feeling. In fact, studies show that more than 70% of people regret the risks they didn't take rather than the mistakes they made. Most regrets stem from missed opportunities, not failures. Think about your own life. What's one thing you've always wanted to try, but held back from? Whether it's learning a new skill, taking a trip, or speaking up in a meeting, we've all been held back by fear or uncertainty. Today, we're going to explore why this happens, what keeps us stuck, and how we can break free from the limitations we place on ourselves. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is a comfort zone? Imagine it as a bubble around you. Inside, everything feels safe, familiar, and predictable. It's where your routines thrive and where risks are minimal. For example, your comfort zone might involve sticking with the same group of friends, avoiding difficult conversations, or staying in a job that feels okay but isn't exciting. It's comfortable, but here's the catch. Nothing grows inside that bubble. Now picture what's outside the comfort zone. The growth zone. This is where you encounter new challenges that push you to learn and grow. Think of it like leveling up in a video game. The first time you face a new level, it's tough, it's unfamiliar, and you're bound to make mistakes. But over time, as you practice and improve, it gets easier. Growth happens when you push yourself into this space. The further you go, the more you grow. Beyond the growth zone lies the panic zone. This is where things become overwhelming and your brain freezes. It could be trying something you're completely unprepared for, like giving a speech without any practice or jumping into a difficult situation that makes you feel paralyzed. The key is to find balance. You want to stretch your comfort zone into the growth zone without crossing into the panic zone, where you can feel overwhelmed and stuck. Here's an example. Let's say you're terrified of public speaking. Your comfort zone might look like avoiding speaking opportunities altogether. The growth zone might involve practicing a short speech in front of a trusted friend or joining a group like Toastmasters to gain confidence in a supportive environment. The panic zone would be signing up to give a speech to 500 people with no preparation. Growth comes from taking manageable steps and gradually expanding your comfort zone. Why do we love staying in our comfort zones? Because they're easy, predictable, and most importantly, they don't scare us. But here's the thing. Staying in your comfort zone is like watching the same movie on repeat. At first, it feels familiar and enjoyable, but eventually, you get bored. Over time, even small challenges can start to feel overwhelming. The longer you stay in your comfort zone, the smaller it becomes, and you miss out on the opportunities life has to offer. Think of your comfort zone as a cozy couch. It's great for lounging, but if you stay there too long, you'll miss the adventures waiting outside. Imagine missing out on a trip because you're afraid of flying, or avoiding a great conversation because you're nervous. Life's magic often happens outside of the bubble. So, what's the takeaway? The goal of this lesson is to help you recognize that while the comfort zone feels safe, it can also be limiting. By taking small, manageable risks, you can expand your comfort zone and open yourself up to new opportunities. Before we wrap up, I'd like to leave you with a thought experiment. Imagine your future self, 5 years from now. What's one thing you wish you had tried? Write it down. This is the first step in identifying where your comfort zone ends and your growth zone begins. That's it for Lesson 1. Today, we learned that the comfort zone is safe but limiting, and growth happens when we take intentional risks. In the next lesson, we'll explore why stepping out of our comfort zone is so hard and how to overcome that fear. See you there.